My dear students, in yesterday's class, we had a discussion on the differences between the contract costing and job costing, and we solved one problem on job costing. That was actually the first variety problem where there was no fixed costs. There were no fixed costs yesterday in our previous video. In today's class, just I would like to recall the advantages and disadvantages of the job costing, and today also we will solve one problem which includes even the fixed costs also. That's what we are going to do it. See, first we will have a discussion on the advantages and disadvantages of job costing. So before doing the problem, we will complete some substantial portion of the theoretical aspect. Then we will solve one problem so that the concept will be more clear, so that you can understand faster. That's very important. See, the advantages of job order costing is that first important advantage is better control over the costs. You can have better control over the costs. That's the first advantage. Coming to second important thing, when you have better control, you can take the corrective measures quickly in job costing. Third important thing, it helps for more coordination of accounting system. Accounting system can be better coordinated in case of job costing, and it is very easy to calculate the overheads on the basis of the jobs. You can easily calculate the overheads on the basis of the jobs. This is the next important advantage. Next important thing, we can have a detailed analysis of the costs pertaining to materials, labor, and overheads. You can have better analysis. You can analyze the costs incurred in respect of the materials, labor, and the overheads. The next important advantage is here it helps to determine the profitability of each job. With the help of job costing, you can easily find out the profit or loss, or you can easily calculate what is the actual amount of the costs incurred for the job and what is the profit earned from the same. See, these are some of the important advantages, and some other advantages are there. It helps for calculating the costs for the similar jobs. For example, if you take any other job in future which is of the same nature, you have the past data with you. With the help of past data, you can easily calculate the cost of the job. So next important point which is to be taken into consideration is here you can allocate or apportion the overheads. I have already spoke enough on this particular aspect. How do you allocate and apportion the overheads? We had covered this in our overheads chapter, so I will not go in detail in today's class. See, the job order costing makes easy to identify the defects in the job. With the help of maintaining the appropriate records in case of the job costing, you can easily find out the defects or shortfalls in your job. These are some of the advantages. See, just now I explained it. Again, I would like to recall your memory on it. First, better control over the cost. Corrective measures can be taken. Better coordination is possible. Easy to calculate the overheads. It helps for detailed analysis. It is possible to determine the profitability. It facilitates the estimates of cost of a similar job. Job order costing allocates the overheads and helps for its apportionment. And job order costing makes easy to identify the defects and spoilages. Spoilages and defects can be easily determined. These are some of the important advantages of job costing. Coming to disadvantages of job costing, first important disadvantage is that it is more labor intensive. That means it gives more importance for the labor and it is more labor intensive. Second important thing is it is the expensive method. Third important thing, it increases the clerical work. It increases the clerical works because of the fact that you will have to calculate and compute enormous data pertaining to the job. So data maintenance is very laborious and tedious in case of your job costing. It is historical in nature. Historical in nature means we have to take into consideration only the past costs. We are going to take the historical costs. Next important point is that it does not provide for the control of cost unless it is combined with the estimated or standard costing system. It is difficult to make the cost comparison among the different jobs. When you take several jobs at a time, it is very difficult for you to maintain the cost records and the cost data pertaining to the same several jobs in the organization. Next important thing, it gives, if the employees of the departments are inefficient, there will be no benefit of job costing because overhead costs will increase. The success of job costing completely depends on the efficient workers. See, if the workers are inefficient, then no benefit of job costing because overhead costs will increase. If the workers are inefficient, overhead costs will increase. These are some of the disadvantages. As I have told you already, in today's class, we will take one more problem which includes even fixed costs also. In yesterday's problem, fixed costs were not included. In today's problem, this is the second variety problem where we will consider even fixed costs also. Right. See, this is the problem. See, prepare the job cost sheet. Direct materials 8,020 rupees. Wages they are given 60 hours, rupees 30 per hour. Directly you can multiply. This is department A. In case of department B, 40 hours, rupees 20 per hour. 20 per hour. This is department B. Coming to department C, 20 hours, rupees 25 per hour. If you just multiply, you will get the total wages. Multiply the wages with the hours into rate per hour. You will get three departments are there. A, B, C. Three departments are there. If you multiply 60 into 30, 40 into 20 and 20 into 25, if you total it, you will get the total amount of the direct wages. Next important thing is variable overheads, rupees 15 per hour. So how many hours we have worked? We have to multiply it by 15. In our yesterday's class, the total amount was given and from the total amount, we divided the number of labor hours worked to determine the labor hour rate. But in this problem, what is given here is they have given directly 15 rupees per hour. 15 rupees per hour. That has to be multiplied by the total number of hours worked. Total number of hours worked is given here. 60 plus 40 plus 20 put together 120. So 120 into 15, if you multiply, if you will get the direct variable cost. Variable cost you will get directly with the help of multiplication. And fixed overheads, rupees 20,000 for 1000 hours. See here, you have to divide the amount by the total number of hours. So you will get 20,000 divided by 1000 is equal to 20 rupees. See how many hours we have worked. It is given here. A department has worked for 60 hours, B department has worked for 40 hours, and C department worked for 20 hours. If you put together 120 hours into 20,000 divided by 1000 is equal to 20 rupees. If you just multiply it, the total amount will be called as the fixed overheads. That's very important point what is to be taken into consideration. Then the profit 10% on cost. In our yesterday's problem, the profit was given on the basis of the selling price. What was the selling price? Here we had applied a formula. When the cost is known and the profit is to be calculated on the basis of the sales, then we have to go for that conversion formula, rate divided by 100 minus rate into total cost. See, that you will have to apply only when the total cost is known and you are asked to find out the profit on sales. So let us try to solve this problem. See, I have already solved it on the board. See, first important thing is materials. They have given directly 8,020 rupees you can take. 8,020 rupees. This is the materials consumed. Materials consumed. They have calculated it and given. Actually, if you want to calculate the material consumed, there is a different formula in the cost sheet. You know very well that opening stock plus purchases plus carriage minus closing stock is equal to materials consumed. But in this problem, it is given directly 8,020. You can take it directly. But wages, here there is a bifurcation. You will have to multiply and then you will have to total. So department A, 60 hours into 30 rupees. 60 into 30 is equal to 1,800. Department B, 40 hours into 20 is equal to 800. Department C, 20 into 25 is equal to 500. So this data is available. 60 hours at rupees 30 per hour. 40 hours at rupees 20 per hour. C, Department C, 20 hours at rupees 25. So 1,800 plus 800 plus 500 is equal to 3,100. 8,020 plus 3,100 is equal to 11,120. This is the prime cost. You know what is the prime cost? Prime cost is the total of direct materials plus direct labor plus direct expenses. But in this problem, the direct expenses or the chargeable expenses are not given. So we have only two components in this particular prime cost, materials and wages. Both are put together. It is 11,120 rupees. So then you go for variable overheads. Here it is given directly how many hours we have worked. That is available in your direct wages column. Direct wages column says A department has worked for 60, B department has worked for 40, but C department has worked for 20, and the amount is also given directly 15 rupees. So variable overheads 60 hours plus 40 hours plus 20 hours put together 120. 120 into 15 is equal to 1,800. That's very important thing. Say 60 hours A, B 40 hours, C 20 hours. The rate is 15 per hour. So 60 plus 40 plus 20 multiplied 15 is equal to 1,800. This is very simple. In this problem, they have given it directly. Just multiply the total number of hours by considering wages. So you will get the total amount of variable overheads. So 60 plus 40 plus 20 into 15 is equal to 1,800. 60 plus 40 plus 20, I have taken it here. It's very important. Then, when we come to this fixed overheads, it is not given directly like our variable overheads. Variable overheads, they have given 15 rupees per hour directly. You can just multiply it by total number of hours, you will get the total variable overheads. But as far as fixed overheads are concerned, hours are 120. Again, 120, we have arrived this figure by adding 60, 40 plus 20. 60, 40 plus 20 put together 120. But the rate is not given. Here it is given 15. But this is not given here. How much per hour is not given. But they have given total amount and total number of hours. So fixed overheads will tend to remain constant irrespective of the level of activity. Irrespective of the job, these costs will be the same. That is why they are called as fixed costs. These costs are to be met irrespective of the fact whether the production is nil or low. Yesterday itself I explained in my previous video. That's very important thing. 20,000 divided by 1,000 is equal to 20 rupees. That means we have calculated how much fixed overheads per hour. How will you calculate it? Divide amount by number of hours. 20,000 divided by 1,000 is equal to 20. So how many hours we have worked? 60, 40, 20. 60, 40, 20 put together 120. So 120 you multiplied by 20. I told you how you have calculated this 20. 20,000 divided by 1,000 is equal to 20. 20 rupees per hour. 20,000 rupees for 1,000 hours means how much per hour you can easily calculate. 20 rupees per hour. But how many hours we have worked? 60, 40 plus 20 put together is 120. So 120 into 20 is equal to 2,400. 2,400. So total this variable overheads, prime cost, variable overheads, fixed costs or fixed overheads. Put together it is 15,320. In our yesterday's problem, they had asked us to calculate the profit on sales. But in this problem, 10% profit on cost. So here there is no need to convert because we know the cost. We can directly calculate the profit on cost only. The percentage also given 10%. So 15,320. Add profit 10% to it. It will be 1,532. Put together the selling price of the total sales is 16,852. 16,852. See, the difference between the first problem and the second problem is that in our first problem, they had not given the fixed costs. Today, we have even incorporated fixed costs in it. I think it is clear from this particular job cost sheet. And I have already told you this question you will get for your section B, 5th semester BCom. Thank you very much.